Welcome to the Evaporative Component and Portable Fuel Container Certification Group tutorial. My name is Kathleen Mead, and I'm going to provide you with a quick overview of the invoicing and payment history and process. In 2018 and 2019, the legislature provided CARB with new authority to assess fees for certification and compliance activities for non-on-road products such as lawnmowers, aftermarket parts, off-road equipment, and evaporative components. Also, the legislature lifted the cap from the existing fee structure assessed on on-road cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Starting in 2018, CARB staff worked with the affected manufacturers to create a fee structure that was adopted by our board in April 2021. The new fee structure requires an upfront fee at the time of product application. There are 35 different categories organized into 6 different certification groups. This tutorial focuses on evaporative component and portable fuel container certification group. To read the regulations, please go to the webpage shown here. The regulation was approved by the Office of Administrative Law on January 18th of this year and will go into effect on April 1st. All applications received on April 1st and later will require the correct upfront fee prior to CARB staff evaluating the product application. So, how do you pay your fee? The fee payment process is a 4-step process. Obtaining your fiscal account, creating and finalizing your invoice, making the payment, and submittal of payment documents with your application. On March 8th, I provided a workshop that walked through the details of Step 1, 3, and 4 seen on this slide. This focused tutorial will provide more details on your certification group requirements, such as creating a draft invoice and defining each category type and fee type for this group. For more information on the complete process, please review the March 8th workshop or go to the webpage shown on this slide. As previously stated, this tutorial focuses on how to create a draft invoice required for the invoicing process. The details of the step-by-step process are outlined in the March 8th workshop, and a recording of that workshop is provided on our webpage. For a quick review of the overall invoicing process, there are 3 steps. First, the manufacturer, or you, goes to our website, selects the correct draft invoice for your focus group, and creates a draft invoice. Second, you email the draft invoice to mscertfees@arb.ca.gov, ensuring that you follow the instructions listed on this slide. Lastly, CARB staff will create and then email back to you the final invoice. You use the invoice number and total payment for steps 3 and 4 of the invoicing and payment process. Again, please review the March 8th workshop or visit our webpage for detailed instructions. Now, I will hand the reins over to your focus group specialist to provide you with the information you need to fill out your draft invoice.
Hi, my name is Michelle Dunlop with the Quality Management Branch. This training covers fees for CARB certification of evaporative control components such as fuel tanks, hoses, carbon canisters, and pressure relief valves used on small off-road engines, marine watercraft, and off-highway recreational vehicles. We will also cover portable fuel containers and portable outboard marine tanks and their components. The following slides will explain how to create a draft invoice for the evaporative category group. To start the invoicing process, go to the Mobile Source Certification and Compliance Fee Regulation Meetings and Workshops page of the CARB website. The web page link is provided on the bottom of slide 3. Once you get to the web page, navigate to the Mobile Source Fee Implementation Resources section and select Evaporative under Draft Invoice Forms. This is a picture of what the Evaporative Draft Invoice Form looks like. I would now like to explain how to create a draft invoice application when seeking certification for evaporative components and portable containers. At the top of the form are fields for invoice number and invoice date. Please leave these fields blank. They are for CARB use only. Please fill out the company information fields using the information for the company that will be listed on the certification application as the manufacturer of record. In the final field, make sure to enter the FISCAL account number provided to you by CARB. The FISCAL account number is assigned to the parent company paying the fee. This may be different than the company name associated with the application. For more details about the FISCAL state accounting system, please review the March 8th overview workshop information. You can use the web page link provided on slide 3 to access the overview information. If you cannot locate your FISCAL number within your company, contact me. My contact information will be at the end of this tutorial. Here is what the application information section of the form looks like. This is the portion of the form where you place information for each application that you are submitting. As you can see, there are columns for the product description, calendar year, unique application identifier, category type, fee type, and amount. There are multiple payment rows provided in the draft invoice form. Please note that each row is for one certification application. A manufacturer may submit more than one application at a time. So if you will be submitting applications for multiple components or families, make sure to fill out separate rows for each application. We will cover the process for filling out the information in these columns in the next few slides. Under Product Description or File Name, use the file name or a brief description that is associated with the one application that you will be submitting to CARB for certification. For example, in the second column, the product description could list the emission control component such as canister, hose, tank, cap, or primer bulb along with the component model number. A description for container product families could include portable fuel container, or PFC, or outboard marine tank, OMT, plus the family model number. In the next column, provide the calendar year for which the application is submitted, such as 2022. On this slide are a couple of examples for filling out the product description and calendar year columns. The first example shows that there will be an invoice payment for a fuel hose with the model name Low Perm 3 for calendar year 2022. The second invoice example lists a tank with model number CA4424. Presented in the center of the slide is the structure of the unique application identifier. EVAP, X, current date, manufacturer code, and model number. Notice that each section is separated by a dash. So EVAP is the code for evaporative group. The X represents the category type, and X should be replaced with the applicable category code. The four options are O for OHRV or Off-Highway Recreational Vehicle category, P for portable category, which includes PFCs, portable fuel container, and portable OMT, outboard marine tank. S for SOAR, or small off-road engine, or M for marine watercraft, which is the category Spark Ignition Marine Watercraft, or SIMW. The next identifier section is the current date, which should be entered in a 6-digit month, day, year format. The next sections shown as MFR should be replaced with the manufacturer's 3-letter code. This is the company code from previous evaporative certifications or from the US EPA. If no code has been previously assigned, please contact the Evaporative Group staff listed on slide 27 to obtain a code. The last section of the identifier is the product model number or family model number. We have a couple examples for you on the next slide. These two examples were used in slide 12, but here the unique application identifiers have been included. For the first invoice example, we see that the fuel hose is for the EVAP group. S represents the SOAR category. The current date of the invoice is April 18, 2022. The fuel hose company code is MPD, and the hose model is Low Perm 3. In the second example, the unique application identifier denotes a tank product that is also in the EVAP group, but the category noted is M for Marine Watercraft or SIMW. The date of the invoice is April 1st, 2022. The filing company's code is GAL, and the tank model is CA4424. On the Evaporative Group invoice form, there are 4 fee categories, and the application submitted must match one of these category types. The definitions of each category type and fee type can be found in the sections of Title 13 as noted on this slide. Over the next few slides, we will cover each of these category types. From the drop-down menu on the previous slide, here is the list of the 4 category types within the EVAP group. Now let's take a closer look at each category. The first category is OHRV. Certification fees must be paid for evaporative emission control system components that are designed to be used in off-highway recreational vehicles subject to the regulation referenced on the slide. If you are filling out an EVAP invoice for OHRV components, such as carbon canisters, fuel hoses, and fuel tanks, then select this category. In the category Portable Container Product Family, certification fees are applicable for any portable fuel container or PFC. This product is also commonly referred to as a gas can. Also included in this portable category are outboard marine tanks, or OMT. Select the Portable Container Product Family category type in the drop-down menu if the EVAP invoice will be for certification of portable containers and their associated fuel caps, fuel hoses, fuel tanks, and primer bulbs. The references and web links to the PFC and OMT regulations are provided. If your application is for certification of evaporative emission control system components that are designed to be used in small off-road engine or equipment, such as carbon canisters, fuel hoses, or fuel tanks, then select SOAR Evaporative Emission Control System Component from the Category Type drop-down menu. Subject to the regulations referenced in this slide, Certification fees are applicable for any evaporative emission control system component that is designed to be used in marine watercraft or the SIMW category. Select this category if the application is for the following SIMW components: carbon canisters, fuel hoses, fuel tanks, or pressure relief valves. Just a reminder that fuel tanks in the SIMW category are permanently installed in the vessel. For all four category types in the EVAP group, there are only two fee types: base and no change renewal administrative change or model change. We'll discuss the two fees in the next few slides. In general, the base fee type is standard for most certification applications. Delays in processing your application will occur if your application does not qualify for the correct fee type. Once you make your fee type selection, the amount cell of the invoice autofills. If there are additional certification applications that require payment, then continue to fill out each line accurately. When the invoice lines are completed, the total due cell will also autofill, and a signature will be needed on the invoice. In the draft invoice form, the first option under fee type is base. This is a certification fee applicable to all applicants seeking certification or evaluation in the EVAP group that do not qualify for a reduced cost certification fee. This is the standard fee for full review of most initial or new applications to certify EVAP components or portable product families. The second fee type is no change renewal, administrative change, or model change. This reduced fee is only applicable for minor changes related to a company name change, a model name change, and/or other administrative change. In other words, the minor change must not affect the emission rate or performance of the evaporative component or portable container that is already CARB certified. Fees to be submitted at the time of application. The fee structure is set up as an upfront fee due at the time that the application is submitted. The correct fee amount must be received by CARB prior to the review or processing of the application. Delays in processing your application will occur if your application does not qualify for the fee type selected. Corrected payments will be due before application review begins, and base fee type is standard for most applications. After completing the draft invoice, except for the invoice number and invoice date, save it to your records. Email the draft invoice to mscertfees@arb.ca.gov as shown on the slide. In 1 to 2 business days, CARB staff will return your email with a PDF of the final invoice with the invoice number and invoice date applied. Do not pay your fee until 5 days after receipt of your final invoice to allow Fiscal time to process the payment. Step 3, payment. Wait 5 business days after receiving your final invoice to make your payment on the website referenced here. Include your invoice number and your payment. Using the contact list on the next slide, send an email to your assigned certification staff stating that your payment has been made. Include your final invoice number and the amount in the email. For more details on the payment process, please review the March 8th Overview Workshop presentation. Step 4. Submit Final invoice together with your associated application or applications. Specific to each category type, be sure to follow the current regulatory certification procedure. This final invoice will be used to verify your payment for each of your submitted applications. Once payment is confirmed, staff will start the review of your submitted component or product application. Email the final invoice and the associated applications for OMT, PFC, and SOAR to me, Michelle Dunlop at michelle.dunlop@arb.ca.gov, and for OHRV and SIMW, email the final invoice and related applications to Scott Monday at scott.monday@arb.ca.gov. In the email header, please include the appropriate group and category information. For example, EVAP-S or EVAP-O. This is the same first 5 leading characters of the unique application identifier presented in slide 13. If you need additional information, you can contact the assigned certification staff listed on the previous slide. A second resource is the MS Cert Fees website. Please try those 2 options first before sending an email directly to mscertfees@arb.ca.gov. Emails sent there should be tagged in the header with your category type, specifically EVAP in parentheses. This concludes the focused EVAP group invoicing process. Thank you.